Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Gonna be playing some Call of Duty today. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to play COD until it boots me offline, but hey, we'll see. So earlier today we found out some news regarding Marvel Spider-Man 2. We all know the game has gone gold, so all we have to do is just wait until its release date of October 20th for us to be able to get our hands on the game. Apparently there have been a few people who have been able to get their hands on Marvel Spider-Man 2. Jeff Keighley in particular, he ended up getting a review copy of the game. There have been a few prominent people within the games industry who have been able to get review copies of Marvel Spider-Man 2, even though we are about 3 weeks away from the game's launch. I have not heard of something like that happen before with any other video game, and if so, I probably have forgotten. Once news started coming out that some people were able to get their hands on a review copy of Marvel Spider-Man 2, a lot of people have been getting sad and jealous over the fact that they're not able to get their hands on a copy of the game, but select people are able to. Like, where's my copy? Like, I want to play the game! If anybody at Insomniac is watching this, bruh, come on, man. Like, what do I gotta do to get a review copy? Like, what do I gotta do? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I will gladly suck some. Whoa, what the hell did you think what I was gonna say? Bro, get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter for once. For real though, I wish I could get a review copy of Marvel Spider-Man 2. Like, anything just to be able to play the game and just finally experience it. I wish I could get a review copy, but sadly, I have to wait 3 more weeks. Those that did receive a review copy of Marvel Spider-Man 2, they have to abide to an embargo that won't be lifted until October 16th. So that day we will finally be able to learn more about what they thought about the game and what else we can expect from Marvel Spider-Man 2. Once the embargo is lifted, then the reviews will start coming in from the people who did get a review copy. One of the bits of information that we found out about Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the fact that we're going to be able to ride the festival rides that are on Coney Island, which is a nice bit of detail that I'm glad Insomniac are implementing. And it really got me thinking, what other secret features have Insomniac added into Marvel Spider-Man 2? What else are they offering that we might be able to do in free roam? If I had to think of a secret feature that we might get to do in the game, I'm gonna guess that we're probably gonna get the chance to play basketball on the basketball courts that are around the city. There were people that were posting clips of them trying to get one of the balls on the basketball court and shoot it into the hoop with Spider-Man's webs. It was a very difficult thing for them to accomplish, but very few people were able to do so. So I am curious as to whether or not Insomniac is going to implement some form of a basketball mini game that we're gonna get to be able to play in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Being able to play basketball on one of the basketball courts in free roam would be really awesome. I think that's a secret feature that they might implement into the game that we don't know about just yet. Also, there was a public test session for XDefiant, which is the supposed COD killer. I wasn't able to participate in the public test session because I had to work, but I would have loved to have been able to play XDefiant this time around just to see how much better the game has gotten in terms of performance, stability, features, and just overall the overall experience in comparison to what we played during the open beta. For me personally, even though the hype has died down quite significantly, I'm still excited to play XDefiant. Also, do not know, XDefiant is an upcoming arcadey first-person shooter that's being developed by Ubisoft San Francisco, which consists of former Call of Duty developers along with former professional players in the FPS scene. XDefiant ended up coming off as another example of being the COD killer, but so far there just hasn't been much hype around it, seeing as how the game is still in development en route for launch. The supposed marketing around the game was the game was gonna do everything that Call of Duty has failed to do. It's gonna have map voting, detailed weapon stats, 3-lane style maps, etc. The most prominent one being no skill-based matchmaking, which is really good because The last 3 to 4 CODs that we have had, there has always been some form of skill-based matchmaking, but that's not going to be the case with XDefiant. I think the majority of people can agree that XDefiant is not going to be the supposed COD killer. I think the whole term COD killer has been so played out whenever a new first-person shooter emerges. Call of Duty has always been at the top of the first-person shooter genre, so there just hasn't been any other ones that have been able to give it competition. And though the excitement has died down, I still think XDefiant can give Call of Duty some form of competition, but it really comes down to how the developers manage the game and how much content they could keep pumping out for the game on a consistent basis. Developers already laid out a roadmap for what we can expect for content on XDefiant, so it does look promising. We'll just have to wait and see if whether or not more and more people will become invested into XDefiant like they were back then. The developers behind Call of Duty have gotten to a point where they're trying to push realism into more than just the campaign. They're trying to push that into multiplayer, which is not what Call of Duty which is not what multiplayer specifically is about. It's supposed to be archaic, fast-paced, engaging, and just overall fun. And that is something that Call of Duty multiplayer has been lacking significantly nowadays. Modern Warfare 2 is the latest example. It lacks in so many areas that it just doesn't make the game fun. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, we have no map building, we still have skill-based matchmaking. Movement has been bogged down so much to where you get penalized so much for how you want to move and just play as a whole. There has been such a huge push for realism in COD multiplayer nowadays that it's just ruined the overall experience for a lot of players. I mean, hey, if you still enjoy this type of COD, more power to you. I'm just saying there are people, myself included, who wish that Call of Duty would go back to what it was in terms of its multiplayer. The whole XDefiant is basically doing what Call of Duty has failed to deliver on. And that's that's pretty much the main thing that has people excited for this game. I honestly don't think that XDefiant is going to overthrow Call of Duty as the king of the FPS genre, because if I were to believe that, I'd just be delusional. At the end of the day, I just think it's important that Call of Duty gets some form of competition, especially since there have been so many people who have gotten so disenfranchised with how Call of Duty has been managed as a whole. It is nice to see that XDefiant is coming up and it can give us a breath of fresh air, and it can remind us of what first-person shooters used to be back in the day, especially with how Call of Duty was back in the day. I genuinely hope the developers still take their time with trying to ensure that XDefiant is as polished as it can be for when it's going to launch. I don't want to play a first-person shooter that is going to be unpolished, unstable, and just overall broken. I don't want to play a first-person shooter that's going to release in a state where it is unplayable for me to experience. Either the developers just take their time trying to polish the game and ensure that it is working as it should for when it's about to launch, because that's all we want. Even though XDefiant is going to launch as a free-to-play title, I still would like the game to launch in a state where I can play it. I still want it to be able to launch in a state where I can play it and enjoy it to my heart's content.
Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy personnel at the hard point. Locating the next hard point. Get ready. Return to base.
But yeah, people are getting their hands on Marvel Spider-Man 2 early, and people were able to play XDefiant early too. But what do you guys make of all the news that we have just heard? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you're more than welcome to hit that like button, and if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button along with that bell notification so you could be notified of when I have uploaded my newest video. But until then, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.